Hello beautiful people. Today you join me on the floor because, in my humble opinion, I don't think that the title was clickbait, because this might be some of the hardest decisions I have to make in my run up to uni, and that is choosing what books I need to take. It's a loaded question, I know, bear with me. Hello there, I am Phoenix, and today I will be preparing for uni. It is finally time to kind of sort out my stuff that I already have. Haven't had much time or room to do proper organising, and also just felt a bit too early. But it's finally come to the point where I'm like, I want to organise my books. Now here's the situation. I may have to move out my room every term, but will I realistically let that stop me from taking a shit ton of books? No. I have a problem. It's called buying books. I also like to collect books, and I just get book tokens for my birthday, and Chris was like, what am I supposed to do? Of course I'm buying books. I have so many books, but I end up wrapping the books that I haven't read in some leftover brown paper, numbering them, and doing a Wheel of Fortune, so I don't have to choose what's next. But it also means I don't know which books I will be taking that I haven't read to Cambridge. What I'm organising is books that I have read and want to either be able to refer to when I'm in Cambridge, make my room look cool, because I think a lot of my personality is just showing off what books I've read. And I know that sounds insufferable, but I don't talk to people. So if I just have them in my room, they can do the talking for me, you know? A lot of them will be non-fiction books as well. So my room is a mess because obviously I'm in the middle of organising things, but I'll just show you the situation that we have regarding what I will be considering. Again, what is this? These are 2 books I got from the charity shop that I've wrapped up already. These books, I have read all of these books. And then we've got some back here, some also back there, mostly series there. We've got some up here, a mix of fiction and non-fiction, and we have some non-fiction there as well. Then we have up here all the ones that I haven't read, all wrapped up like that. I think there's some behind there as well. I don't have a problem, I don't know what you're talking about. Also a couple there. Just some on my desk because, you know, next to chocolate orange of course. Oh, almost forgot. Some on this floating bookshelf, which I've read all of, apart from I haven't looked through the illustrated version yet, and I want to, I just can't remember how to get it off the floating bookshelf. I blue tacked it on there. I have my Kindle, which has a lot of unread books on it because I just buy all the 99p books every month. This bookshelf, I don't know why people are so against the rainbow. I like the rainbow. Those are mostly my older ones. I don't think I'll be considering as much, but you never know. I almost forgot. I, obviously, being the person that I am, spent hours looking through the recommended reading for my course, specifically chemistry and biology of cells, because physics and maths, they don't have much reading, although there are a couple of lecture books which I already had. I don't know what that says about me, but I did go through the whole reading list, and any of them that I couldn't access online, I looked up on World of Books to see if I can get them for cheap, because they were doing the buy 3 get the 4th free, you know? I got that down to 8, and that cost about £25. For some reason I thought a lot of them would be more like popular science ones. It now means I have about 6 biochemistry and chemistry textbooks, all of which I will be taking. So let's go through those first, just so you can have a look. The question is, do I dare try and lift these? Oh, there we go. This is what we're working with. First one is, these are all backwards, I'm sorry. How We Live and Why We Die, which is not in the cover because it was annoying me. And I'm reading it right now, just some basic cell biology. I didn't do biology A-level, so this one. Oh, so glad I found this in water books because I'm gonna nerd out on you. Because I love Waterstones. There's an amazing Waterstones next to UCL, and it has a little like sciencey bit on the top floor, and it's really cute. It's really cutesy, very demure. But it has this book, and I was like, I love mechanisms in chemistry because I like little puzzles, and I see this textbook and I'm like, I want to buy that, and then I go and ask how much it is, and it is £63. I went, okay, we'll put that on the shelf and we shall take a photo of it so I can long for it. Little water books for £3, but there we are. Next is Reaction Kinetics. This is one on physical chemistry. I'll read it. Biochemistry for the medical sciences. I'm not doing medicine, but you know, that's interesting. I didn't realise it would be that thick at all. But that's what I have. And we have a textbook on organic chemistry. I didn't realise these would be textbooks like this thick. we have an introduction to genetic analysis. Ooh, it has a table. I'm taking a biology of cells, which includes genetics. Next one is molecular biology of the cell. Another massive one. Why do I do this to myself? Anyway, I'll have to take that one. And finally, we've got textbook on biochemistry. Oh, and this textbook has a Sgt. Pepper cover on it. And look, it's got like a little DNA flower thing. Cool. A change of scene, because I genuinely do not know where to film this, so that you're not just staring at horrific mess behind me the whole time. So we've moved to my bed. And let's get onto the shelf I'm seeing over here, all my recently read books and my non-fiction books. Quick word on Brief History of Time. I want to take the illustrated version, or I want to like go through it and read it again. I don't know whether I'll take it there or whether I'll make that a home thing, because I also have the paperback version here. I made notes on Notion, so I can just refer back to it that way. But Yomi was so dedicated, I even printed out a QR code to help me understand a concept and linked it to a video, stuck it on a post-it note, and that takes you to a YouTube video. I'm not taking this one. I'm gonna start with some easy passes, right? And those ones that I'm definitely taking are ones that are written by the fellows of my college. This is Antimony, Gold and Jupiter's Wolf by Professor Peter Wuthers. He is one of the directors of studies, I believe, at St. Catherine's College, Cambridge, which is where I'm going. He's the one who conducted my interview, or one of my interviews. I have read this book. I need to read it again. It's just about how the elements are named, but I'm really interested in the periodic table and I really like the etymology of words as well. So this is kind of right up my street. But I want to refresh myself so I can spew out some facts when needed. I'm a big trivia bust, okay, but I'm really bad at focusing on one topic and I just end up learning nothing of everything instead of everything of one thing. I've just spotted more books I have to take. In that same vein is Periodic Tables. It's not by a fellow of my college this time, but it is about the periodic table. Goes into a bit more detail about the concepts that Professor Wuthers goes through as well. I'm going to say that. Elementary, the periodic table explained. Now, I bought this in the works when it was like £3 for £6 or something, but I haven't read this one. And I don't think I will read this one because I opened up to one page and I think Wikipedia does better. Open up to a page, it's an element and it just gives you some facts about it. Maybe I'll keep it. I don't think I'll take it though. I'm trying to do this roughly subject based. There aren't many popular science books on pure chemistry. Ooh. Hence all the textbooks I now have. A few that are more forensics-y, because forensics was one of my big interests. It's what I wrote about in my personal statement a bit. I wrote about this book in my personal statement, even though I hadn't read it for about 6 years. I read it maybe year 8, year 9. Okay, maybe not 6 years, that was a bit. But I haven't read it again all the way through. I have multiple books on forensics that I haven't read. I think I'm set. Bad Science is one that my mum had and she told me to read for when I was doing my FPQ, which is like a mini EPQ on statistics in the media. I don't plan on referring back to this at all. Yeah, that's staying here. Final one is another one on forensics, specifically going through the techniques used in Agatha Christie's books, which was a great combination for me. As someone who loves reading, who was obsessed with Agatha Christie at the ages of like 12. That is Murder Isn't Easy by Carla Valentine. Again, I have her other book now. I got in a charity shop. I won't be taking this. Onto some more kind of biological books, just kind of natural history again. Homo Deus, which is the other book in the series Sapiens, which I have not read. Found this in a charity shop, which is why I have this one, not the other one. I will not be taking this, just I think I took comprehensive notes on that, so if I do need to refer back to it, then I just look it up on my Notion. Richard Dawkins. I have another Richard Dawkins book and it's wrapped up, so if I'm going to read any Richard Dawkins at university, it's going to be that one. We've got This Is Going to Her, which is from my older books shelf. I don't want to read it again because I watched the series a couple of years ago, or a year ago. I feel like I have no concept of time, but this would be a reread, so it's not on my urgent list. Another more pure biology one is Genome, which is obviously about genetics. Again, I read this a few years ago. I do think I have quite a few notes on them, but there are a lot of interesting concepts. So if I am doing genetics for this term, I may take that with me. The next big subsection is consciousness and the brain. It is a really interesting concept, and these are books that I probably put on my shelves just to show people I am interested in the mind. I'm also interested in neuropharmacology, so I have quite a few books on psychedelics. That's one of the ones I forgot to bring over here. That book on psychopharmacology is buzzed. It has a lot of what's called the straight facts about the most used and abused drugs from alcohol to ecstasy. And it gives just the scientific accuracy about the potency of the drug, the doses usually taken, whether they're lethal, whether they're addictive, all that kind of stuff. But it's a bit ugly and it's an awkward size. So I think if I want to look into those again, I'd just look at papers on specific drugs instead of taking this whole book. I'm not sure yet. Some rudimentary books on the brain, or the brain, a very short introduction. I don't think I'll be taking this because I have already read it and I've made notes on it. Similar vein, The Brain, New Scientist version. Pretty much says a lot of the same things as the other one, so... Now, this one I will consider taking because I originally read it by borrowing it off a friend. It's The Emperor's New Mind by Roger Penrose. He's a big voice in physics and theories of consciousness, which are a bit whack, I will say. I bought my own copy from Wilder Books so that I could read it again and kind of annotate it a bit more. He goes into depth and it's a bit confusing to grasp the first time, so I will take that. Following on from that is Shadows of the Mind, also by Roger Penrose, which follows on from The Emperor's New Mind. Basically says the same arguments in a long, convoluted form, and I wasn't a fan. I also wasn't a fan of the cover of the book, so I ripped it off. To be fair, again, I got it from Wilder Books, and it wasn't the cover I was expecting, but this one was worse, okay? I didn't want to stare at it. And then made my own, which doesn't quite fit, because I don't do book binding. Also not actually attached. It's just something to put on there, really, and then I forgot to do the spine. So I then had to draw on the spine. I will not be taking this because, one, it looks like that. Two, I did not enjoy it. It was not fun. Final two on the brain, we've got, well, this one's more AI. Human Compatible by Stuart Russell. I like the Penguin series and I like collecting things the same design. Okay, it's the complications and the problems with AI and all the benefits of AI, whether we can be compatible with AI, whether AI can be conscious, all that kind of stuff. I don't think I'll take this one because although obviously I need to look through it again, I think I made notes on it and I don't plan on rereading it soon. 7.5 Lessons About the Brain by Lisa Feldman Barrett. Love the cover because I did my EPQ on fractals and chaos theory and I love them. Look how pretty it is! I might take that one as a display one and also to have a look at it again. But next I'm going to go through other books that are more just pure physics. You'll see a lot of themes on quantum physics and cosmology likely, because I think that's where most of the popular science books lie anyway, but Brian Cox and Jeff Forshaw, The Quantum Universe. This was the most recent quantum book I read and I did not like it because they kept using a stupid analogy about clocks and I didn't know what they were on about, just use the actual maths. That's not coming with me. Got Stephen Hawking, Brief Answers to the Big Questions. I got this out of someone's box of books that they were leaving. It covers quite a few of the things that A Brief History of Time does, and I probably made notes on it, so it's not coming. Existential Physics by Sabine Hossenfelder. She is on YouTube. Science Without the Gobbledygook is her channel on YouTube. It is a lot about quantum mechanics and cosmology. It's written in quite a witty way. It has, I think, quite a few good insights. So I think this one's a maybe, but it has a few illustrations which are quite useful. So I might bring that. That's like a maybe if I have room, which I won't, but here we are. Another one, Quantum. I've got 3 books by Jim Al-Khalili. I won't be bringing this because this is just basics in quantum mechanics. And again, got notes on it. Now, this one I found quite fascinating because it's by Jim Al-Khalili and also John Joe McFadden, but it's about quantum physics, the context of biology, which is one of the things I was very interested in and why I chose to do natural sciences because of all the way that the sciences link together. This was one of the ones that I was interested in. Notable mentions being the magnetoreceptors in birds and stuff like that, and does explore a bit into whether consciousness has any quantum mechanics. So I will probably take that, even though I do have quite good notes on it. I think this pretty much is one of the books which kind of sums up the interdisciplinary bits of science that I'm interested in. And final quantum book for now is another one called Quantum, Einstein, Bohr, and the Great Debate About the Nature of Reality. This one was a good one. I recommend this at all if you're interested in quantum mechanics at all. Magic Humor goes through the history of quantum mechanics without spending too long on the boring basics like the double split experiment and talking about billiard balls for about 30 pages. This doesn't happen here. It talks about more relationships between the physicists at the time, like the actual thinking processes, has a handy little timeline at the back. So I think I will definitely be bringing this one. You can see a lot of these are secondhand, by the way, because I got them all from World of Books. Wob is my love. Another physics book I forgot to mention was the Feynman Lectures Volume 1. It's mainly mechanics, radiation, heat. I mean, I'd definitely be taking this one because, let's be real, I bought it for this course and I haven't really read much of it. Every time I tried to start it, I just went, I don't have time for this. And because it was quite expensive, I got it for Christmas. So I need to use it. Finally, I'm just going to go through more mathsy ones / miscellaneous ones. Let's get the miscellaneous ones over and done with. This is science-ish, the science behind the movies, which I found quite interesting actually. Inspired me to go watch Gattaca, which was quite cool to watch. Films like The Matrix, Back to the Future, Ex Machina. A lot of them I haven't watched, so I think I want to watch them. Maybe I will take this. If I watch these films in university, in like a film club or a sci-fi club, I would like to refer back to this and have a look at what they say. It's by Rick Edwards and Dr. Michael Brooks. I think Rick Edwards he's a comedian now, but he went to Cambridge, I believe. But I'll put that on the maybe pile. Whoa, so many things. Last one by Jim Al-Khalili, Paradox. Go through 9 greatest paradoxes in physics and maths. I won't be bringing this. This was one that I was just reading just to get through it. And it's also a bit ugly. I'm sorry. Finding Moonshine by Marcus de Soto. I love you, Marcus de Soto, but I was getting a bit bored because I didn't care about the symmetry of numbers that much. A book about the symmetry of numbers, but also about the history of numbers, and so I won't be bringing this because I wasn't that interested. I am interested in pure maths, just not this kind of pure maths. Maths, the universe speaks in numbers. Another one just on the history of kind of maths in physics. Oh, it's got Magic Kuma on the back. I can't really remember what it's about. I don't think I'll be taking it. Chaos. This is the main source I had for my EPQ, and then I realised it was on the Cambridge Maths reading list, and I was like, whoa, that's so crazy. That's why it's so bookmarked with ugly bookmarks. But my EPQ was on fractals, chaos theory in physiology specifically, I believe. I can't remember my own research project, but I will definitely be taking this because I just need like this is I know stuff, okay? The Simpsons and Their Mathematical Secrets by Simon Singh was a very interesting book because a lot of the writers on The Simpsons were mathematicians. Again, I think I took notes on this. I would like to. I don't think I'm going to be watching many Simpsons episodes at university, but if I do, maybe I'll go back to check this, but I won't be bringing it with me. Another one by Simon Singh is Fermat's Last Theorem. I have this also on my Kindle, I believe. I did start it and never finished it, but obviously I will be taking my Kindle to university. Well, I will definitely not be taking this one. Last one is Invisible Women. This one made me angry in a good way. Made me angry towards the world. If you want to be mad at men, good one. I love it. Will I take it? It's quite chunky. It's a hardback, so I'll put that in the maybe. If I have room for more hardbacks, then I will take it. Hello, this is me being so real with you. If you can hear a laptop fan, yes, that is my laptop. It does that every time I edit because it can't handle the absolute epicness, which is me, obviously. But that is actually where I'm going to end it today. Was not the plan. I do have all my fiction books filmed and half edited. I just don't have enough time with my schedule that I'm self-imposing, otherwise I'll never keep to it. And it would have been half an hour long. You don't want a half an hour long video of me talking about books. If it's just done, I can get out a little one talking about fiction books for a bit. Midweek, possibly. But yeah, that's why it's a bit iffy. But I hope you enjoy it anyway, and if you want to have a look at me talk about more books, I guess, go subscribe, please like, and I'd love to hear from you. Take care of yourselves.